He had planned on staying. Once when he went home, it was Easter, he noticed that his father's processes seemed to be slowing down. A visit home after being away for more than a month made it clear to him that his father was slowly dying. Things were stopping in him, like lights being switched off in different parts of a city as you watch from a hill. When Herbie got the news that it was all over, he stomped his new wastebasket flat. Then he went home, rented a black suit, went to his father's funeral, was consoled by some people he didn't know, and before he knew it, was back at college. Almost as soon as he got off the bus after returning to college, Herbie had trouble calling up the image of his father's face. He wished that his father had had a craggy face, an awful grin, or a bald head, if only to remember him by. But Herbie could not remember what his father looked like. His father had no evidence of his having passed through and on, no evidence except some unpaid bills in the bottom bureau drawer, and a bowling ball in the closet with undersized finger holes. It was his father's pride and joy. He had it specially made for his small hands. Mrs. Gneiss discovered to her horror that, because of the holes, it was nearly unpawnable. Fearing the worst, death by starvation, Mrs. Gneiss ate everything there was to eat in the house the evening Mr. Gneiss died. For a month this went on. She ran up bills and stocked the house with food, bought more and ran up more bills. Any hour of the day, Mrs. Gneiss could be seen in front of the television set, licking her fingers. One day Herbie got the letter he had been expecting. Dear Herbert, I think it's finally coming. Death, I mean. But that's okay. You go on with your studies, and you study hard like you always meant to. And someday, you'll know what it's like to be a parent who is dying and has only a few moments to live. I wonder if I'll even have time to sign this letter. You be an awfully good boy and brace up. And remember to send your kids to college like I worked and slaved to. Teach them never to be ungrateful and smart-alecky, and not to smoke in bed. I better stop now, because my eyes are all sandy and tearing from crying, and I need more light. Guess this is it. Oh, another pain. In the chest this time. I hope you're getting all A's in all your subjects. Guess this is goodbye, like they say. If you need anything, just ask for it. I'll be glad to do anything you want for you. You only have to ask. I'm always here. So long from your sick Mom. He left the next day. When he arrived home, his mother met him on the porch. She greeted him with a heavy and prolonged belch. She thumped her chest and reminded Herbie that that's where the pains were, right there. Hello, Ma. I'm dying, Herbie. I know. This time, it's for real. I got your letter. Mrs. Gneiss returned to where she had been sitting. A bowl of ice cream, half full, rested on the coffee table. Nearby, there was a bag of potato chips. Mrs. Gneiss cradled the bowl in her lap and picked up the potato chip bag and placed it next to her on the sofa. Then she dunked a potato chip into the ice cream, scooped up some ice cream, and tossed the whole mess into her mouth. She licked and chewed and waited for Herbie to speak. Herbie couldn't think of anything to say. Mother's got rights, Mrs. Gneiss said thickly. Her next potato chip scoop broke under the strain of so much ice cream. Whatever happened to those man-sized chips? She asked, glancing around the room. What do you want me to do? You see any? Any what? Man-sized chips for the ice cream dip. Herbie stood up and went to the far corner of the room. Then, at a safe distance, he shouted, Look, I don't mind getting your lousy letters, and I don't mind coming back to this stinking house, but I do mind leaving college for good, moving out of the dorm, selling my bike. Your gorgeous bike, Herbie's mother mocked. I said to myself, what's a semester? I said to myself. You're going to give your mother a semester to die in? I thought you were lonely. I thought you needed someone around the house. I thought you were in trouble, sick or something.